Discord face Audra. Hey, Raylene, joining us over on Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. We're having Ladies Power Lunch, and it's our Free Gift Friday. We have a wonderful, wonderful special guest, Naomi, and she is going to be talking to us about all the things that we need to know. Before we get started, I wanted to do two things. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to introduce themselves so we can know who all is in the room with us here. And the second thing that I want to do is I just want to make some room for acknowledging abundance. And this week, guys, my mail call was tremendous. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how abundant I'm feeling right now. The first one that I opened was the book from that Darla sent me, Shift the Field. So I'm really excited to dive into that. And, that's really great. I got another package, and it's again just another example of abundance. So I don't know how many of you remember or who came to a Ladies Power Lunch summit that we had, where our keynote speaker was Fabienne Fredrickson. Well, she has a new book out this week as well, and she sent me a copy. So, really excited to dive into that one as well. And then, many of you might remember Pam Drzuki, who's one of our dear members. She sent me her brand new planner. So, everybody has all this wonderful stuff going on in the world. Our friend that I spoke to last week, I haven't even opened this one yet. I spoke to our member who is a Cabby representative last week, and we were just talking about random things. And look, guys, I now have a Cabby dress. So this is just hilarious, and I'm gonna have to spend some time really enjoying this later. But I'm just and I also got a bottle of doTERRA oils from Meredith Fish. So if if you guys know all these people who have sent me all these wonderful gifts, just send them some of your heart magic out to them today, because they are really, really, really just helping me to have a very abundant week. So now that we've gotten through my mail call, why don't I just introduce everybody? Marianne, you want to go first and just tell everybody who you are and what it is that you're doing in the world?
I'm Marianne Pack. My website is mariannepack.com. And I am shifting my field into starting to work with women who have suffered religious trauma and have left the church and feel lost and need a spiritual community. So that's what I'm working on creating, is a safe, sacred space for them to be held and loved on, and just to realize that they are their own spiritual sovereign. They may feel like a religious refugee now, but they are their own spiritual sovereign. So that's where I am.
Beautiful.
And I have a podcast. So
Yep. And I've been on your podcast. And
yes, you have. And so has Naomi and Audra. And so wonderful.
There is a thread in the Ladies Power Lunch group if anybody wants to hop on over there and just take a look, where we have a thread for find a guest, be a guest. So if you have a podcast or some kind of show and you would like to be to have guests on your show, definitely feel free to post there. And if you also want to be a guest, also post there so that people can do some matchmaking over there. Awesome. Robin, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Glad to see you.
Thank you.
Can you share with us, who are you and what are you doing in the world? What wonderful things are you up to?
Hi, Nay. So Naomi and I have been friends for over 30 years. And she was also I know, sorry, Naomi. And she was also
since you were born, basically.
And she was also my life coach, as I said. And I just really wanted to come here today to hear Naomi speak.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Audra, can you share with us, who are you? What are you up to?
Good afternoon, ladies. I'm thrilled to be here. I am moving my magic into the world by helping parents and students launch a life they love after high school. Right now I'm primarily working with college-bound students to write compelling college essays. And that's stressful even without the COVID. So doing that in the COVID world is challenging because it's just so multi-stepped. So I'm working with them now. And I've also shifted my field to expand into book editing and professional writing. So I like that I can be understanding how my writers are feeling when I'm coaching them, because I've also published pieces and that can be very nerve-wracking, but also exciting at the same time. So I'm glad to be here. My company is called The Right Fit Career and College Prep Coaching. And I have to maybe change that tagline because I'm also doing copywriting. So anything that deals with words and telling your story, I can help you get that out there.
Yes, and I have to just give you a shout out because you were one of and probably the primary editor on my book that came out earlier this year, and all the Ladies Power Lunch anthology series. So I truly can say you have a way with words.
Oh, you made it easy. You made the job easy and fun. So thank you.
It was fun. Hey Jackie, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us. Can you share with everybody who you are and what you do?
Sure can. Thank you. So great to be here and to be able to listen to Naomi, my dear friend and my own personal coach. I'm Jackie Baldwin, and I am a financial advisor who I focus my business on helping women through transitionary times, whether it be a marital status change or changing from that career they've been in for 30 years and moving into entrepreneurship, or getting ready to, retire and get ready for that next chapter in their life. So I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm blessed to be able to do that every day. So.
And I love what you do, Jackie, because so many women need what you do in their lives. It's a wonderful thing. I just had a thought about somebody who'd be a great connection with for you. So I think we should talk about this offline. Tiffany, welcome. Great to see you. Can you share with everybody
Hey,
who you are and what
ladies.
you do?
Absolutely. I'm Tiffany Winfield Alexander. I'm a holistic life coach and a personal development specialist. I use a holistic approach, life mastery across various aspects to just kind of help you live your best life and get to your specific goals in the specific time frame and keep it moving. So creating a bunch of whole and happy people. That's what I like to
Oh,
do.
happy people. I love that. That's wonderful. Awesome. Thanks for joining. And Joanne, are you in a position to share with us who you are and what you do? There you
Yeah.
are.
Oh, yeah. I am. So, I'm Joanne Rea, and what I'm doing right now, if you don't know, is I'm a raw food coach and chef. Not a chef as far as in a restaurant or anything like that. And so I've been a contributor to this magazine called Solacy, and it's with entrepreneurs and legacy and all this other stuff. And it has a lot of value to it. And I'm enjoying contributing to that. And then the other thing that some of you may already know is that I love showing people how they can incorporate raw food to up their nutrition and just feel better with their meals or in between, that kind of stuff. So that's what I've been doing.
You know what I love about what you do, Joanne, is that a lot of the times when we think about, having a food, plant-based diet, we think, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to give up on flavor. This is not gonna be fun at all. It's gonna be awful. Ugh. And then guess what? You just turn that on its head and show us what having a healthy diet can be and how delicious it can be as well. So I adore what you do. I think that's amazing. I love what all of you are doing in the world, ladies.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing to have you all together in the room today. And now, without further ado, drum roll please, may we welcome Naomi. Naomi, thank you so much for joining us. I would love for you to, in your own words, please, share with everybody who you are and what it is that you're really doing in the world.
Thank you for having me here, and thank you, everyone. I am a coach, but I'm really here to help women and some open-minded men stop sabotaging themselves, because I feel like what I do incredibly well is I listen and I hear what you're not saying, and I hear the unsaid. And so I realized that the way that I can support, it started with my friends. It started back when I was teaching for 35 years with my students and my families. And I realized that I could listen and hear what you're not saying and reflect it back to you. So I'm here
helping you, helping women, helping friends stop sabotaging so they can get where they want to go. And it is not on my agenda, and it is in that safe space. And it just evolves exactly the way it's supposed to evolve for the person that I'm coaching and the person that I'm with. So I love what I do.
Wonderful. I love what you do too. So what made you say yes to being on the show?
Oh, well, so many things. I get so excited and passionate about sharing things that help people stop sabotaging who they are, especially lately around the idea around mental fitness. Because all of us, I thought, oh, I'd love to get on the show and maybe give a little bit of, a couple tidbits and a few little ideas and tools that people can walk away with. I think that, we've all heard about the inner critic, and we all kind of have this idea that we all have a judge, and we all have saboteurs that also affect us. But I think that what is frustrating for me, and what's been frustrating for me, is that there's a lot of information. So I know all this, but it's not the doing. Where's the doing, right? So I got really excited about coming on the show to help us and maybe even do a little bit of the doing. I know that I judge, and I know that I have saboteurs, and I can't sustain because the negative thoughts keep coming. So what can I do to sustain knowing and acting, not from that negative place, but from the positive place? And the other thing that gets me really excited that I love to talk to people about is the fact that, this voice, this negative voice that we have, people describe it in all different ways. Like I'm on this loop of negative thoughts, or I know what I shouldn't be doing, but I kind of do it anyway. And I feel like there's a lot of self-judgment around that. And I know that there is, because I have it, right? I had it for forever. It still comes back. And the message that is so important for me right now is to tell people this is not a function of being unwell or unhealthy or trauma. This is a function of being a human being, right? So we all have this. It's inevitable that it happens. And I just sort of want to remind people there's nothing wrong with you. This is a function of our greatest strength, right? So whatever greatest strength we have, and listening the hour before was so amazing. So one of the greatest strengths that I know that I have is this sensitivity and empathy. And I always felt like it got me in trouble, and I wanted to kind of not be so sensitive and empathetic, because what happens is, if you're a human being, you love your strengths, right? You use your strengths. So what are you going to do? You're going to overuse and abuse your strength. It is human nature. It is natural. So we just need to kind of know that and recognize it. Uh-oh, I've crossed over, right? Okay, into a boundary that I didn't want to cross over into, right? And
Awesome.
Know it. Yeah.
So what's the biggest thing that you think clients are coming to you struggling with as far as this whole idea goes? What's the biggest struggle? I would say for me, it would seem as though the struggle is not necessarily with beating myself up about it or even identifying it, but the struggle is shifting.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. One of the biggest struggles that clients come to me about is feeling stuck, right? So, and then shifting. And the feeling stuck is really interesting, because people will sort of describe it that way. Like, I kind of know what I want to do, and it can be something small. It doesn't have to be a major life event, but they come to me not really seeing that. What people say to me is, I can't make a decision, or I kind of feel stuck, or I'm a little afraid or nervous to move forward. And what I hear them saying is, I've already made a decision, and the decision I've made is to not make a decision, right? I mean, the first time that somebody talked to me about that, I was really like, no, I'm not making a decision. And it started to sink in, and I realized, like, this is sort of the hole we fall into, right? Not making a decision is sometimes the decision, and it's because of not being able to shift. So, like, science tells us that we can achieve from sort of that negative place, that voice of judge, right? But we're not going to be happy about it. You can achieve, but then you achieve, and the minute that I achieve, it's like, okay, well, what's next? Or where am I going to go now? And that we're just, for a lot of us, me, for sure, I wasn't used to knowing that I can achieve not being pushed by like feeling anxious or stressful, but I could achieve through, my connection to my wise self, through curiosity, through innovation, through connection to my purpose and my spirit. The shifting part is what's key, right? So maybe we can do that right now, like feel a little of the shift. What do you think?
I think so.
Okay, so imagine, just think about in your head something, this is where I like to play, right? So something that you have to do, and maybe it's a little stressful or you've been avoiding it. Marianne is smiling, so there's something there, right? Like, and it's just, and it may be like something you're just not that good at, and just think about it for a minute and go there, right? Whatever it is, clean the bathroom, write a book, create a webinar, and feel it in your body for a second. And just notice where it comes up. Could be making dinner. And if you kind of lower your eyes or close your eyes, you can feel it. You can feel where it is in your body, and just notice, is it in your throat, in your stomach, in your temples? I'll give you just a couple seconds and just find it. Find that feeling. Is it big? Is it small? Tightness? Flowing out? Does it have a texture? And get really curious about the sensation. Is it an electricity or a throb? And now what I want you to do, and you can keep your eyes closed, is take two fingertips, and just rub them together. Rub them so intently that you can actually feel the ridges of one finger on the other. Really feel the ridges. Now take your palms and rub them together. Really slowly feel every sensation as you rub one hand against the other. And now just go back to that thing that you have to do for a minute, with eyes open or eyes closed. And just get curious about it. Is there any inspiration or curiosity or enthusiasm that comes to you about this thing now that you've shifted? That's your wise sage. That's you connected to maybe your center, your core, and your source. If you're a neuroscience geek like me, you've connected to your wise inner brain, and you've gotten out of your lizard brain. And if anyone wants to share what that experience was like, I would love to hear it. That's the shift, right? That's one of the ways that we can shift.
Awesome. So anybody want to go ahead and unmute yourself and just share a little bit about what that experience was like for you? Go, Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany.
Hey, Naomi. So that was
Hi.
really cool.
Oh, good.
I did it a little outside the box in this way. It wasn't about something that I wanted to do. It was about something that I did. in the wee hours of the morning. And it's not going to have any embarrassing stories later, I don't think. I think we're safe. It's good. No. So, but in doing the exercise, the shift for me was, it shifted out of, I'm not sure about this thing I did. And it settled into, oh yeah, no, that was really good. It's exactly what it needs to be. And for me, it shows up as a ringing in my ears. It's just like an awareness right here, like around this area on both sides of my head. So the exercise just, it resonated that sense that, oh no, you know, it was okay. Like, I know that you did it scared, you did it without all the answers, you know, did the little leap of faith thing, but no, it's right. It's good. It's okay. Now move on. Yeah. So it was good. It was good. I did it with something I had already done. I will try it again with something I haven't done yet and see if it's similar.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that. I love that you bring that up too, because another way to use the shift is exactly, Tiffany's like reading my mind, exactly what you did. So the way that you're going to we rewire our brains, right? Neuroscience tells us that at any age in our lives, we can rewire our habits, right? So I talked about this judge and saboteur mode that we come from. It's inevitable, right? That it is just inevitable. And some of us have worked on this for a long time, but one of the ways exactly to do this is to reimagine, right? So that's another way to shift. That's another tool that we're going to use. So I know that one of my saboteurs that used to be really loud screaming was the pleaser. And I had to work hard around the pleaser. And part of it wasn't just a shift in the moment, but reimagining something. And when I reimagine, and when you reimagine, think about asking yourself, there's always a gift and opportunity in everything that happens, right? Like I talk to clients, right, around your life is a perfectly written novel. And in every chapter of your life, there's a gift and opportunity. It's always there. And some people will kind of say, no, there was no gift and opportunity when I did this or lost my job or other awful things that happen. But if you think about it, it's kind of, that's the kind of self-fulfilling prophecy that held me back, right? So I can decide to believe either one is true, that there is no gift and opportunity in the negative things that happen to me, or there is. And so that reimagining is another way to rewire our brain, because you know, depending on how old you are, if you're as old as I am, you know, I've got some incredibly deep, strong negative neural pathways that take me right into the negative. So I have to do a lot of reimagining so that I don't automatically go there. But I know that I can also recognize and stop, because I don't want to push constantly, right? Dr. Davia is talking about abundance, and, you know, like, so that doesn't come from me pushing out everything. It comes from me knowing, and it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything. I'm still going to take action, but I want to take inspired action, right? I want to get curious. I want to find the gift and opportunity. Okay, that last webinar was a bomb, let's say. There's a gift and opportunity in that. And if that didn't happen and I stayed in that negative judge mode, all I would do was try to create something that's just going to make it worse, right? I need to really shift and think about, well, one of the questions that I might ask is, what do I want to grow in me right now that I didn't think about before? Whatever that is. There's a lot.
This is really a topic that we could dive so deeply into, and so I see an opportunity here, for us to perhaps continue this conversation, you know, on another day, because you know how they say time flies when you're having fun. We're almost up on time, and I'm like, where on earth did the time go? It's crazy. What final words of wisdom do you have for us, Naomi?
I think today, know that this is just part of the human experience, and notice the energy of words. it's a really great starting point. One of the things that you can do without working hard at it at all right now to help you with that shift is just for the next day or so, notice the energy of words. Words that you're telling yourself, like I'm tired or I'm sleepy. You know, when we observe the energy of words, we know that words have energy and they're going to have an instant impact on you and on others. And when I hear myself describing myself as tired or drained or frustrated, I want to stop, because just saying those words make me feel kind of like drained and down. And it's not going to help me get into my positive stage. So just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout for the energy of words that you use and that you hear others use. And you really don't have to do anything. Just notice and observe. It's a perfect starting point.
Notice and observe. It's a perfect
the energy
starting
of words.
point. Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree with that. I can already, just feel myself leaning more into using words that bring more positivity into my day, and feeling the difference in that.
Yeah. It's just that simple way to recognize my judge.
Yes.
You know, and we do that. We listen for words that others are saying, but not so much the words that we're using ourselves.
Yes.
I know for me, that's true.
Yes.
So.
Yes. And really, at the end of the day, the only place where we have any control is really with ourselves. So paying attention to what we're saying and what we're thinking, that's going to have to be the beginning. I love all of this. This is so beautiful. And I would love to, Naomi, invite you back for us to continue this conversation in some more detail. But before we go, you have a beautiful gift to offer to our attendees today. Might you like to share what that is?
I do. I want to offer a 30-minute consult, right? Because I want to support all of you to get mentally fit with your mental fitness. And we really need that today more than ever. So I would love to offer a 30-minute consult. We can talk about what your judge and saboteurs might look like and start to do a little identification there, what thoughts might come up around that, and start to talk about how to shift even more from that negative judge and saboteur into that sage. So yeah, definitely. I also actually should say, I'm also starting my next cohort of people in the 6 weeks mental fitness program. So anyone that is interested, if you have a group or cohort that you'd like to do the program with, or you want to do it individually, reach out to me at my email, naomi@mindspiritcoaching.com. And there is a special offer for Ladies Power Lunch ladies and attendees.
All right, so I'm going to invite you, Naomi, to, after we're done, just pop over to the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group and drop it in the chat, your connection information and any information about your upcoming programs, so that people who want to connect with you will be able to do that. I'm going to invite you to choose a number between 1 and 20 and go ahead and do that. And that will give us an opportunity to choose today's fabulous winner.
11.
Okay. And our winner today is Joanne Rhea.
Oh,
awesome. So Joanne gets to hop on to a 30-minute coaching call with you, and I am sure that, you know what, we are all winners. So for everybody here who would love to hop on with Naomi, just feel free to reach out to her, and I'm sure she can show you how we can make that happen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Naomi. That was wonderful. That was beautiful. I cannot even imagine how that time just flew by. It was crazy. And I want to, one more time, just say thank you to, all the people who helped me to have this amazing, abundant week. I want to say thank you to Fabienne. I want to say thank you to Darla. I definitely want to say thank you and congratulations to Pam on having her new planner out. I'm really glad to get that. Thank you to Meredith for sending me the essential oils. So I want to share a little secret with you guys. I actually like to use the essential oils before I hop on to the calls because somehow it helps me to be a little bit more vibrant and awake and alive. And I just happened to mention this to Meredith, and the next thing I know, it was coming to me in the mail. And of course, I want to say thank you to Mary for sending me this dress. I'm gonna not try it on right now, but I'm really looking forward to checking out that dress that Mary Carangelo sent me. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody who joined us over on Facebook. We've had a wonderful Friday party today, so I'll see you guys on the next show. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.